Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. How you doing? Hope you all had a great week this past week, and hope you had a profitable week as well, as the market gave us plenty of opportunities to capitalize on. Now, before I get into this video, if you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe to the channel for more analysis video, and kindly leave a thumbs up so that this video can be pushed out there more, and so that people can benefit from it as well. So in this video, I want to talk about my analysis for gold and Euro USD. And as usual, I'm starting with gold from the weekly time frame. And as you can see from the weekly time frame, price has been in this bearish run after it got to this resistance level over here, and formed this fake out back down into below the trend line. Now price in this past week has formed this doji candle, which signifies that this bearish run is stalling and probably about to come to an end, as there are more buyers coming into the market and trying to push price back to the upside. Also, if you look at this very well, you can see, just looking at the price action, that price from here was forming failed to form a lower low, and ended up forming a lower high and then a higher low, and failed to break below this previous low here, signifying the possibility of the price going towards the upside. It bounced up, forming a higher high, and the price has come down here, stalling around this area, forming a lower low and a higher low, sorry. And what I'm expecting is for price to bounce to the upside, hopefully breaking these previous highs all the way to this level at least. Okay, now if you look at the previous video that we did, you would notice that if you draw your Fibonacci retracement, you can see that price twice. So this first time bounced around the 61.8% Fibonacci level, which is like the golden ratio around this area. And if you take this Fib retracement as well, all the way to the second move, and with this bullish retracement, you can see that this is also around the 61.8 Fibonacci level. That's around the 1782 levels. So that is a very good level for price to reverse, which it seems like it's about to do. So now that we've gotten a fair idea of where we're expecting price to go, which is towards the upside, going down to the daily time frame, we'll be looking for how we're going to capitalize on this move. Now we need to be careful because you can see all these wicks forming here. These are a lot of rejection. Just shows that there's still some sellers in the market. But as we've noticed, this area around the 1762 level has proved to be a strong resistance area, as price has failed to break below it 3 times. So when price got back to that level, if you were able to see that in this past week, you could have capitalized on that up move. As price got here and bounced towards the upside, and now price is back down towards this 1772 or 1770 level. And if we take this to the 4-hourly time frame, we can see that, of course, these are the previous areas that price has tested several times. Price bounced off, and now price got to this 1770 level, like I mentioned, which it tested here multiple times, and now formed this engulfing candle. And what I'm expecting is for price to continue all the way to the upside. Okay, now this may not be a pretty up move, but it's something that we have to watch out for as well. So if we draw our trend line from here, okay, so we can see that price tested this trend line here, here, and now it's at this trend line to the top. So what we are waiting for is to see if price will break above this trend line. And if price does break above this trend line, we would wait for a retest. Okay, and even if price doesn't give us a retest, it depends on how strongly price breaks out of this trend line. And but if it does give us an opportunity to retest area and forms a bullish reversal pattern, then we'll take our buy trades all the way to the top here, which will give us about 300 pips. And if there is a break above this level as well, as we can see here that price has tested it, so it's quite a strong level and it probably could hold. But if it breaks, then it means that price will definitely continue to the upside. So if price gets to this level and it ends up breaking, right, then we should wait for a retest so that we can enter more positions and take it all the way to the top, confirming what we were expecting from this our analysis here, that we're expecting price to get all the way to the upside. So now that we know the price is going to the upside, it's just how we're going to enter this trade that we're looking out for. And now that we've identified this trend line here, what we'll be looking for is a breakout out of that trend line. And if we're able to get a breakout of that trend line, then we can capitalize on the up move, at least for the first 300 pips, and then a further 300 pips when that 1810 level breaks as well. So you can have a stop loss here, and you can have your 250 pips initially here. Then if the market breaks, then you can have an additional 500 pips. So this is what we'll be looking out for in the upcoming week, just to capitalize on this up move. It could take a week or two for this to materialize, but if it does, then we're looking at 700, 800 pips to capitalize on. So this is my analysis for gold. Next, I'll be talking about my analysis for Euro USD. So for Euro USD, again, we'll be looking at it from the weekly time frame. All right, and if you remember correctly, last week I identified certain key areas that we'll be looking at to capitalize on in the upcoming week. But before I go into that, we can see that this weekly support level here held and price went to the upside. And now in the last couple of weeks, price has formed these doji candles, meaning that there's been a very strong battle between the buyers and sellers in the last couple of weeks. But now, but for me, generally, my bias has always been bullish. So anytime price gives a buy opportunity, I capitalize on that. Um, Also, if we go to the daily time frame, um, we can see that price has formed these rejections of this 1.126 level, which has held several times in the past few days, and that was after price bounced off the 1.12 level around this strong weekly resistance. Now, if we go to the 4-hour time frame, we can see clearly the area that I've mapped out where price has bounced off several times, and I knew that price would always, that area was very strong, and anytime price gets there, it will probably hold. So in the last week, I said I would only take a buy trade if price, breaks this downward trend line here, and that's exactly what has happened. Price came down, it broke below this, but like I always say, always wait for a retest, because sometimes the breakout could be a fake out. So, and this was indeed a fake out. And when price started coming back up, you see these three candles over here, 1, 2, and 3, formed what is called a morning star, which is a bullish reversal pattern. So you could easily have entered your trade here, but I just waited because in my mind I was saying I would only enter a buy trade if this trend line is broken, and that's what I did. Eventually, price went up significantly, about 50 pips. But retraced back down to this area, back to this um support level at the 1.16 and 26 level, and eventually bounce to the upside, breaking this trend line, which you will see clearly if you move to like the 1 hour time frame here. Okay, so once this broke out, you could have entered another trade here, which I did. I entered more positions once there was this breakout here, and I'm expecting price to continue all the way to the top for um Euro USD. So if you haven't capitalized on this trade, then I don't think it's there could be a slight retracement in the coming week to give us good opportunities to enter. But if at any point price doesn't retrace to give us a good opportunity to buy, then I would suggest not to buy the market for now, except if price retraces back down to this area here. Okay, then we can look for our buy opportunities and take it all the way to the top. But if price doesn't retrace and price continues all the way to the top here, then I would suggest not to do anything and just wait for price to get to the 1.138 level and see how price reacts, because that area is a strong area as well, as it has been tested 3 times. So, but if this area eventually breaks, okay, to the top, then you can possibly look for more buy opportunities, maybe just for the short term to take it to the top, maybe about 50 pips up to this area, and you can only further buy if this area is broken as well. All right, and then we can buy maybe all the way to the upper trend line, which you can see on the weekly time frame, that I'm expecting price eventually to get all the way to this level here. Okay, and that has always been my bias, but it's just how to capitalize on the move. And knowing the direction in which price is going to go is one thing, but knowing when to enter is also another thing, and that's what we'll be looking, and that's what I'm talking about mainly in this video. So if price does retrace back down to this area, to the 1.126 area, then you look for your buy opportunities. If price doesn't retrace and continues all the way to the top, then don't do anything until price reacts to this 1.38 level. If price forms a bearish reversal around this area here, I will be taking out my trades and be looking to sell the market to the downside. But if price breaks this level, retest it, giving us another bullish signal, then I would take my buy trade to the top. If price breaks it, comes back down, doesn't give a bullish signal, and closes below this level, then that could just mean a fake out and a continuation to the downside. So you have to be very, very careful about that as well. So this is my analysis generally for um, gold and Euro USD. I am bullish on these two trades, and I'll be looking to capitalize on the market moves anytime market gives us an opportunity to buy. If market sells at any point, I wouldn't be selling the market. Rather, I would wait for good buy opportunities. Um, to because I know that based on my broad or based on the major analysis of the higher time frames, price is going to the upside, and I will just only wait for price to give me that opportunity to buy, because the up move will be more massive than the down move. So thank you very much for watching. If this video has been very helpful, kindly leave a like, and if you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe to the channel for more analysis video, and I would see you in the next video. Peace.